Alright guys, so we just got another firmware release for our Legends Ultimate Arcade Cabinet. We are now running version 4.12, so 4.12. And there's been actually a few releases since my last video, and those things have included a bunch of new features. One of the big ones was the fact that we now have light gun support. Now, I didn't make a video about this just because I didn't have access to a light gun to actually show you guys how it works, but there are a bunch of other YouTubers, for example P-Dubs and Cool Toy, who have all done videos, and I'll link to a couple of those in the description if you guys are interested in checking those out. But what we're going to talk about in this video is the new features that are coming out in this release. Now, I do want to mention that I am using a beta firmware, so I'm installing this a little bit differently than you would, but normally you would just go into your settings section, you would select your firmware version, it would prompt you that there's an update, and you would download it and then install it. So you should be able to go in and do it that way. Now, the big feature that's been released this week is the fact that we now have live streaming, and that is actually really cool because we can now directly live stream from the Legends Ultimate for any of the built-in games and any of our add-on games. And this feature is available for both YouTube and Twitch. Once you're running on the latest version of software, you're going to need to go into your settings section, and you're going to need to find the section called live streaming. Once you're in there, you're going to have a screen that pops up and it'll say, hey, do you want to stream from Twitch or from YouTube? And for this video, I'm just going to show you what it would look like if you were trying to stream to YouTube. So you're going to click the stream button that's next to the YouTube logo. A pop-up is going to come up on screen, and it's going to tell you that you need to go to a specific website, which is the AtGames website. You need to log into your ArcadeNet account and go into the settings section and link everything up from there. So what I'm going to do is swap over to my computer view, and as you guys can see here, this is the screen that you're going to need to go to in your settings section, and you're going to need to enter in two things. So you've got a stream URL that you're going to have to input, and you're also going to have a streamer's code or an API code that you're going to need to input. Now, it's important that you don't share this code with anybody else, because effectively if you do, other people can then access your account and stream information to your account. So I'm obviously not going to show you guys what my codes are, but all you need to do is go onto your YouTube account and copy and paste them over, and they're going to be right within your streaming section. Once you've gone ahead and input that information and you save it, it's going to take about a few minutes, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, for that information to transfer from the AtGames server back to your arcade cabinet. But once it does, if you hit the stream button again, it'll actually start streaming, and you'll know that it's streaming because it'll have a little red dot that comes up on the top right hand corner of the screen indicating that you are currently recording. That recording will go directly out to your YouTube account, and that's essentially how the streaming system works. In order to stop, you go back in and you press the stop button, it'll cut off the stream and it'll end it, and then you'll be back to your regular screen. So that's the streaming in a nutshell. I haven't really played around with it too much, I just know that it does work because I did do a couple test videos. And the last little highlight that we've gotten with this firmware release is that they've kind of revamped the Bluetooth and OTG modes. Now, if you're not familiar with OTG mode, that essentially allows you to connect a double-ended USB cord from your control deck into another device like a computer or a Raspberry Pi. So what they've done is they've tweaked it and they've improved on the connectivity. So we're going to have a slightly more streamlined process, and we're going to have better compatibility with a lot of our devices. Now, aside from that, they have obviously fixed a couple of the smaller things. For example, they have fixed issues adding to the local attract mode video. They've enabled attract mode settings when you're not signed in, and they've also fixed background audio compatibility issues. Additionally, with that, we've always got our general performance and stability improvements. They are aware that there are still some issues with OTG mode, and they do plan to address these issues in later releases down the road. But that's pretty much all there is with this firmware release. Please feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section below if you have any questions at all. I'd be happy to answer them if I can. And let me know if you guys plan to use the new streaming feature at all. But that's pretty much all I've got. Thank you so very much for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel, and I will talk to you guys again real soon.